Alright, so just like I explained, you're going to be dividing 5.5 by 2.2, but you can't do that because the divisor, the number on the outside, already has a decimal point. So what you're going to need to do is move it over one position to the right, and whatever you do outside, you have to do inside. So really you're going to divide 22 into 55. Okay, so 22 doesn't go into 5, so don't put anything there. But 22 goes into 55 2 times, so 22 times 2 is 44. And now there's a remainder of 11. At the end of 55 there's a decimal point, so make sure you have one right above it, one there, one there. Okay, you could bring down the next 0 because there's an infinite number of zeros, so it's now 22 into 110. So if you check on the side, 22 times 5, 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1, and that's 11. So 22 goes in 5 times, remainder 0. Okay, so that's it, 22.5 is the correct answer. So you can do that for all of them. So if I just quickly go through, I'm not going to do 1.7 divided by 0.4 because I need to move the decimal point once. So I'll actually be doing 4 into 17. Just 4 times, that's 16, remainder 1. Bring down more zeros because there's as many zeros as I need. Just make sure that you have a point at the end of the number 17, and that means you have a decimal point right above it. 4 into 10 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Still more zeros. 4 into 20, that's 5. And now we have 0 remainder. So we're done, and that would make the correct answer F. Okay, it continues like that, just bigger numbers. So if I move, because I'm divided by 1.6 and 1.6, I'll have to move the decimal point once. We'll do the same thing here. So it's going to be 22.15 divided by 16. And we just go through. Does 16 go into 2? No. 16 goes into 22 once. Subtract to get our remainder. 12 minus 6 is 6. Bring down the 1, but remember this decimal point that we have here has to be copied right above. Okay, and if I continue with this one, 16 goes into 61 3 times, because I can check on the side. 16 times 3, 18, carry the 1, 4. So 48 is the closest. 48, subtract to get a remainder. 13. Bring down the 5. Now we're trying 16 into 135. Probably going to need to try a few times to see. But if we check 16 times 8, we have 48 to carry the 4. And that's 8 plus 4 is 12. So 128. And that was when we did 16 times 4. Times 8. My mistake. 16 times 8. So 16 times 8 is 128. Subtract. Borrow, remainder 7, and you can keep going because if you notice the answer, the correct answer is A, has a lot of decimal places. Now at this point I would have told you just to round to the nearest, whatever, to 2 decimal places or 1 decimal place. Okay, if we want to try the last one, remember I'm going to move this once because I have to move it once here, so it's 25 into 74, decimal point at the end of 74. Okay, 25 into 7, no. 25 into 74 is 2. It's 50. 2 times 25 is 50. Subtract. We have 24 remainder. But there's an infinite number of zeros, so bring down a 0. 25 into 240 is 8, 9. So 25 times 9, 45, 18, 22, 225. And the remainder here is 15. Bring down the 0, and it will end now. 25 into 150 is 6. 25 times 6 is exactly 150. Remainder 0, and then you can see that H is the correct answer. Hope this helps.